Hi everybody, it's Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art, and in this video I'm going to share with you how I made all these pretty paper daffodils with the Heartfelt Creations Daffodil Collection. I'm going to be making these daffodils with the Heartfelt Creations Spring Daffodil Collection, and this is the one or the part of the collection that actually makes three-dimensional daffodils, because there's much more to the collection. There's the stamp set and the die set that goes with it, the 3D shaping mold that goes with this set, Tina K dye inks. I have tons of colors of paper, goldens and oranges. I'm going to start with stamping all of these parts. Start with this lighter version of an orange on this yellow paper. And right now my goal is just to stamp up tons of this stuff so that I have all these parts stamped and ready to go. That came out lovely. I decided to speed this part up. I'm going to be stamping and cutting for quite a while here, and so I'm just popping in with a voiceover because this got really chunked up when I made the video. I like to make tons of the flowers when I do them because that way I can put them in a little box to the side and have them for projects. I'm showing you this eraser, which I will leave my Amazon affiliate link with things down below, and this 0.9 mechanical pencil, because I decided while I was doing daffodils to cut out a few of their daffodils from their papers, and I'm using my brother's scan and cut, and it just would not, the colors were too light, so it wouldn't pick up the colors. And one of the things that I've started doing with it when it won't do what I want it to is just pencil tracing, and then I go back afterwards and erase. Isn't that pretty? They have pages in their papers that are already set to cut. So I didn't actually use the Heartfelt Creations dies. Instead I used my scan and cut, and I was fighting it for a while because I haven't done this scan and cut. I haven't used it for a long time. And once I was done cutting them all out, I just came back with the eraser and took the pencil marks off. It turned out fine, and it may seem like overkill, but it allowed me to use the scan and cut and be able to zip through so many pieces at once so that I could get this all done. And it really wasn't too much trouble to do the tracing and the erasing. And in the end, I end up with all of these so that I can make tons of flowers and be prepared to just, put together cards if I feel like doing it. So here are all the parts. I'm going to be using the 3D daffodil shaping mold from Heartfelt, and if you have never used this before, this is what they look like on the outside, and that's what they look like on the inside. The way that you place them in is face down. And you just use a little bit of water. One squirt ought to do it. I'm going to actually pull away for 1 second. Just to moisten slightly. And then you just put this on top, and you put it in the sandwich in your die cut machine, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, for me it actually took a few pieces of paper plus the top and bottom to put enough pressure on this to actually create these shapes. And it's not that they're completely done after doing this, but the work is started. So if you've ever made paper flowers, having to push with your tools, dimensionality is very wearing on the hands. Okay, hopefully my hands are going to look better than they did before because I was covered in glue. I had re-stickied my scan and cut mat and I had fuzzies and everything all over me, so sorry about that. I'm going to start putting together, I already did one little sample here. Very cute. I'm going to start putting together a bunch of bottoms because those go very quickly. And then we can come back and I'll talk to you about how to get the cup just right. And you should know ahead of time, I don't always stick to the rules. If I want something to look a certain way, and it requires some manipulation, then that's what I do. I manipulate it. So all I'm doing is putting some glue here, and then using the little ball on my stylus to glue them together. I really like these white and green ones because they are more flexible in my color choices. And I'm just using the little Heartfelt Creations foam mat. So this part goes really quickly, even for slow hands. I can't stand it even when I go to put the cover on. I'm like, oh, it's not moving as fast as I want it to. And I would use my dry cleared glue, but I kind of saved this for finer work. And this tacky glue is very tacky. So it works well. Alright, and I'm pressing down to try and create a good center for receiving the cup afterwards too. They already look pretty. I mean, I could already use them just as they are. They look tropical. I have to think to myself, boy, did daffodils actually look tropical anyway? They certainly are unique little flowers. And so many people enjoy them. Alright, so I have all these guys. And now I'm going to come back and one at a time start making some of the cups. Alright, first of all, if you look at this one, I actually went inside and I inked the inside because it just looked too flat, and I have chosen to use the stamped part as the outside. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is start off by just bringing some color down on these yellowish ones. And I'm just using the dye ink. So I think this adds a lot more texture and depth and realism to the flowers, and it only takes a moment. Alright, I guess I'll take this guy and start. They do give you this little extra piece right here where you can fold it down so that it creates a flap of sorts. It also has these cuts, these little slices for the bending. But the first thing that I had the urge to do was this. I just wanted to crumple all these little things up. Again, Mother Nature, you know. I love the little ruffles. And if you check out my gardening video, you'll see I have a good amount of those little ruffles. So now my thing looks destroyed, doesn't it? But it's not. Okay. Some glue right here. And I'll just go ahead and do it the way that they want it done, or they suggest it be done, by holding that together. If I can get my fingers inside, get that flap to sit up for a second. And then you can start folding these guys down, because you want a little bit of a flat surface in order to put your daffodil flat on the main part. And I'm not being picky here at all, in case you haven't noticed. I'm just squishing it into the shape I want it to be in. Okay, that looks sort of good. Now, I used to have these stamen with wires. I'm trying to just make a suggestion of stamen here. I don't want to load it. The stamen in the daffodils that I had were a little bit more of this creamy whitish color. And all I'm going to do is take these and twist them so that they're kind of hanging out together. And then I don't want them to come out too far. They actually should be somewhat tucked in. This is way too long, so I'm not taking my very best fine fussy cutting scissors for this. And then I should probably not bend that until I get it through. I've left myself a little bit of a place to tuck these in, and then I'll just bend them over into some sort of a I'm underneath direction. And I guess I'll just use this guy right here. Put some glue in the center. And press the whole darn thing down. Make it do what I want. You can see a little of the wire sticking out there, so I want to tuck it in some more. The wire is definitely a pain in the neck to work with, but I think it's worth it to have some stamen coming out. Make it look a little more natural. And then basically you just want to shove it in and shape it until you have a daffodil. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Quite clearly I should hold it on here a little bit longer. And I just want to wipe my tools off as I go along. Alright, I'm going to put that one to the side to dry. And then we'll take one of these pink ones here. And I'm thinking I would even like some more of the pink here. I don't want to overdo, but a little something wouldn't hurt. Whatever makes it look more real. I like it really crispy on the edges here. Okay. And then again, I'm just going to squish them. My hands are going to start getting covered in a mess again. Now, I didn't see other people do this, but I could just, you know, have missed videos of people doing this. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking if you want one that's really ruffled, then you might actually take two of them to make 1 cup. Again, you can do what you want. And it's one of the reasons I love crafting with paper. For me, it's a more gentle woodworking style. Alright. And you can sort of pre-fold these guys on the bottom if you want to make them head inward so that they're already somewhat flat and in the center. And then I'm just going to glue this edge. Okay, some glue on that edge. Bring the 2 parts together. Force it to do what you want. Alright, and then some stamen. I think I'll use 2 green and 1 cream this time. I'm trying not to use these too much. Just, like I said, just a sampling, a suggestion of stamen. Hole. Get them about where I want them. And I think I'm going to actually cut a little more. And I'm just sort of folding them inward so they end up on the bottom. Alright. Let's do a pink or colored one this time. And I'm putting enough glue in so that it squishes up on the sides and even holds the stamen in as well. Here we go. Another daffodil. I think they're very pretty. I'm using the smaller cups. I don't really think I want to use, so now I wish I had made more of the smaller cups rather than the large one. Because I'm not going to use those very often, I don't think. Because these are big enough for a card or the cover of a gift box or something. Okay, so I think it's a 5x7 card stock here, ready to receive a card. And I don't want to shine this too much, but this is some of the Tim Holtz, it's an interesting green, metallic. This came from Heartfelt Creations paper, and I just inked up the edges. So because you've taken so much time watching me make those daffodils, I have everything ready to just go on here. And I did sparkle these up. That's what I mean. I'll come back and take pictures for you because this is the dry clear glue, which is perfect for using glitter in the final stages. But it does take a couple minutes to dry clear. And this card quite clearly should either be handed to a person or placed on the top of a package. If I put it in my shop for sale, which I may, I'll probably make it a Mother's Day card. I'm not going to put a sentiment on it right this minute, just so I have the flexibility for that. Then I would have to ship it in a flat rate box with some little tissue paper and stuff, something around the edges, right? Okay, I think I have that one down. And next I'm going to place this one. Just a little bit on the tip so I have something to hold. There we go. And it's coming off of the edge here, so I mean you could cut that. I like the way that it looks, so I wouldn't want to cut it. And again, that's one of the reasons why it really would be a card that you would do live. Now before this completely glues, I have this seam binding and light green ribbon, and I want to get that down because I want it to sort of be peeking out from under here. Something like that. Okay, and I'll trim these after. And put these on. Thank you so much if you're still here watching me play with paper daffodils. As I've mentioned, I'm going to be making tons of Heartfelt Creations flowers for a big project where I want to use all different kinds of the flowers. But I just have a few of these hyacinths here. That I'm going to place on the edge here. And right here. And maybe this guy. And I don't know, the sentiment I guess would go right here, or I can, you know, make these, or I can put it up here. I'm not quite sure where the sentiment would go. Let me just place it on the card. All right. It's going to go straight on. I'm going to open this up so I don't glue the thing shut. So there it is. A little card after all of our work. Very fun. Once this is dried, I'll put some pictures up for you. I want to thank you. Don't forget to leave some comments and thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I think I'll be back with a gardening video next. Till next time, everybody, this is Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art. God bless.